Hey everybody, Thomas Joseph here with another kitchen conundrum I know you've been asking about. Have you tried melting chocolate for a candy or cookie project that you're working on and you end up with a dull white sheen on top of your chocolate like this? Well, what this is the fat within the cocoa butter. It rises to the surface if it's melted improperly. And today I'm going to show you how to fix that by tempering your chocolate. Tempering chocolate is a really interesting process of slowly bringing chocolate up to a higher temperature, reducing the temperature and cooling the chocolate, and then bringing it up again. And what that does is it leaves you with a wonderful shiny chocolate that's perfect for barks, for candies, for dipping cookies in, and it also has a really nice texture. And it's not that hard to do. You just need to know the temperatures for the chocolate that you're using. So today I'm using milk chocolate for my holiday bark. What you need is 1.5 pounds of chocolate in total. I'm going to show you a tempering method that's called seeding. And you want to make sure when you're melting chocolate for any project that the pieces are uniform in size so that they melt at an even rate. I have 1.25 pounds of chocolate here, and I need 1/4 pound more, but this needs to be left in one big piece. So we need another piece of chocolate that's 4 ounces, and this is perfect here. So reserve this piece off to the side. And now we're going to melt the chocolate. And for this, I'm using milk chocolate today. I need to bring this up to 113 degrees. So we're gonna take the 1.25 pounds of chocolate, and I'm going over a pot of simmering water, and I've turned off the water because you don't want boiling, you don't want steam. Any moisture that you introduce into your chocolate will make your chocolate seize. So be careful not to introduce any moisture here. And what I'm going to do is just gently stir every so often until the chocolate is melted. And I want this mixture to come up to 113 degrees, and that's specific to milk chocolate. Now, for bittersweet, it's about 118 degrees. But when you're tempering chocolate, whichever brand you're using, go on their website and see what they recommend for temperatures. The chocolate is completely melted, there are no pieces, and I'm using a digital thermometer here in the middle of the chocolate, avoiding the bottom of the bowl, and I need a temperature of 113. You want to make sure when you're doing this process for any chocolate that you never go over 130 degrees because you will scorch your chocolate. So I'm at 110 right now. I'm going to keep stirring until it reaches 113 degrees. Our chocolate is at 113 degrees. I'm going to take it off the heat onto a towel to catch any of that excess moisture. And now, to bring the temperature of the chocolate down, I need it to come down to about 81 degrees for milk chocolate, for this brand that I'm using. And I'm going to take that 1/4 pound piece that I had before, and I'm going to place it in the bowl, stirring constantly. And what this does is it acts as almost like an ice cube in bringing the temperature of the chocolate down. Now, you don't want to add chopped chocolate here because what that does is it brings it down too rapidly. This is a nice slow way of doing so. And this method here is called seeding. So it's been about 20 minutes of stirring, and I'm going to check the temperature, and it should be 81 degrees. Which it is, so that's great. Now, if you still have a piece of chocolate left, fish that out. And now what we have to do is we have to bring this chocolate up again in temperature. So it's 86 to 88 degrees for milk chocolate. And if you were using a bittersweet chocolate, it would be 88 to 90 degrees. So I'm gonna turn off my simmering water. I'm gonna place the bowl over the heat, and this goes up to about 86 degrees. 86 degrees, so that's good. And now, immediately take the bowl off the heat. I like to, again, place it directly on top of a terry cloth towel, something that will absorb the condensation on the outside of the bowl. And now, if you're using this to make a holiday bark, you can immediately pour it into the pan. Or if you're dipping cookies or dried fruits into your wonderful tempered chocolate, you could use an electric heating pad to keep it warm enough so that you can dip in and it doesn't cool down too quickly. So I'm going to use this immediately. I'm going to pour it right into a baking sheet here lined with parchment. And working quickly, you want to use an offset spatula and just gently spread your tempered chocolate in a nice thin, even layer. And now you can use, I'm gonna use peppermint candies today, but you could use pistachios, any sort of nut can go on top of here, dried fruits. Embellish this however you'd like. So this needs to sit at room temperature until it's completely firm and you're able to crack it into nice, wonderful pieces. Our chocolate is nice and firm. I'm going to lift the sides of the parchment up and it should pop right out. And now I can break this into wonderful sized pieces. And you can see the top of the chocolate is nice and shiny. I think bigger is better. Don't be too skimpy with those portions. This is a really great gift. And there you go. Your chocolate is now going to look as good as it tastes. And your Bloom chocolate conundrum is now solved with tempering chocolate. How easy was that? Enjoy.